God created the night, He created the sky, He created darkness, He created Adam. Adam got sad, so God created a girl named Eve.
Noah's Ark. Noah was taking care of animals one day. God said, "There will be a flood coming, so you will need to build a big boat called an ark. And all the animals will come on 2 by 2. So they came on 2 by 2. Then the flood finally came, and the flood was there for 40 days and 40 nights. Then the animals came off, and there was a rainbow, and God promised, He said there would never be a flood ever again.
God told Abraham to leave your country, leave your family, so Abraham did what God said. But when they got there, days passed, and they were lonely. God blessed them and gave them a baby. They made offering to God. God told Abraham, "You will have a whole nation."
The story of Isaac. One day, God said to Abraham to go sacrifice his one and only son, Abraham. He did not get this, but he said, "Okay, God." So they climbed the mountain. It took a long time, and finally they got up. Abraham did not like this, but he did it anyway. So he took the knife, and God yelled, "No!" God just wanted Abraham to love him.
Here's the story about Jacob. Jacob got sent far away because he betrayed his father. An angel appeared to him and said, "I will be with you." God kept his promise. He learned to stay with God all the time.
Joseph. Joseph was Jacob's favorite son. Joseph had 11 brothers. They lived in Canaan. And one day Jacob gave Joseph a colorful robe. And Joseph's brothers were jealous. One day Joseph was in the fields looking for his brothers, and his brothers pushed him in a hole and tore off his robe and sold him into slavery. Joseph ended up being second in command and in Egypt. He saved the lives of his family, and they all moved to Egypt.
Moses. When Moses was a little baby, his mom did not want him to be captured by the pharaohs, so she put him in a little basket and he floated across the river. Then the pharaoh's princess found him and wanted to adopt him, so her mother got to take care of him. When Moses became a little older, he went to go find some grass for his sheep when he saw a flaming, burning bush. God was speaking to him. God said, "Get your people out of Egypt and lead them to the promised land." So when he came responsible of himself, that's what he did. He made the Pharaoh get the people out of jail and he led them to the promised land.
The 10 plagues. Moses said that he said, "Let my people go," and then Pharaoh always said no. At the last plague, he said, Your God is power. You can take my people and go." There was the bloody river was the first one. The second one was frogs. The third one was flies. Then the fourth one was animals dying. Fifth was everywhere. People were getting sick, and then there was hail, and then there were crickets everywhere, and then there was darkness, and then everybody had to they had to kill a lamb and put the blood on a door, and then they would have Then they had a Passover dinner because they were going to leave.
Each day in a cloud was with the people. Each night the cloud was like fire. God was with the people all the time. He was showing them where to go. One day the people came to a big sea that they could not go over it. They couldn't go around it. Now the king and his men came fast. They wanted to kill God's people. But God made a dry place to walk in the sea. On one side the water was high, but there was a dry place where the people could walk. Moses led the people through the sea.
God sent Abraham to Bethlehem to see Jesse. Jesse had 7 sons. One of his sons would be the next king of Israel. When he went to Jesse's house, the first of the sons was strong and handsome, but God said no. The rest of the 6, God said no, 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 no. So Abraham asked Jesse, "Do you have any more sons?" Just to be sure. Jesse said, "Yes. His name is David. He is watching my sheep." "Bring him to me," said Abraham. "Okay," said Jesse. When David arrived, God said, "Yes, this is the one I have chosen." So Abraham anointed David, and David was going to be the next king of Israel.
David and Goliath. A person named Goliath was a giant. He was making fun of God. He had a dare to have someone fight him. A shepherd named David did fight him. Goliath had armor. A piece of it was open. David picked a few stones on the way to battle. He had a slingshot. He swung the sling. It hit him. He died. That was Goliath that died.
After King Saul died, David was king. David worshiped God, not idols. He loved his people the same how much he loved God. He told everybody else to stop worshiping idols, and they did. And he was a very good king. David.
King Hezekiah helped the people with water because they were running out of water. And the Assyrian king was making fun of God. So then Hezekiah prayed to God, and then after the prayer, the Assyrians were dead.
I'm going to tell the story of Judah being captured by the Babylonians. First, the Babylonians camped out of Judah to wait until they ran out of food and water. Then they did. And the Babylonians came in and burned down the temple and burned the palace for the king. And the Israelites would have to be trapped for 70 years.
This is the story of the return after 70 years. King Babylon captured the Israelites for 70 years, but King Cyrus told them they could go back to their homes. So they went back to their homes, and they went back to their homes and built buildings and houses, and they stayed true to God this time forever and ever and ever.